It's like outers. Yeah, the perfect heart enters probably fix all the extra space from the dragon shields. Is there anyone from buying dragon shields? They're reliably great. Yeah, true. That's kind of where I'm at. Is like, I can see the argument for other sleeves. It's just dragon shields haven't done me wrong yet.
But, yeah, and you've had them so much now. It's like even if one pack did do you wrong, you're probably just chalking that and moving on.
Katana, my outer hearts stand still. They're so tiny. And a katana, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Team, we have 2 on stream. Dragon Shield makes no sense. What makes you say that? We have 2 decks on stream. We have Jund Asmo, which you haven't seen all day, but Jordan has been crushing it, local. And then we have Elementals, who's also been crushing it. He seems to...
Dragons don't need shields.
Dragons don't need a shield. True. My bad. Scales, dragon scales. Knights need shields against dragons. True. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Maybe it's not Yeah. You know what? You're smarter than me. I'll stop talking.
You're too smart.
You guys are too good.
Cat's getting too deep again.
Chat, you guys are killing me. Knights, dragons. Elementals is a great deck. I do like the Elementals like a lot. It's a very cool deck for people who are like mid-range value grinders. Because that deck has a lot of triggers, a lot of fun, a lot of casting free spells. Very cool. It's the Dragon's Shield 5-head. I don't look forward to food versus food deck someday. Well,
don't play food.
You know what, Kegel? Here's my thing. If you don't want to play the mirror, then you shouldn't play the deck.
Because like Parsley when you played Inverter.
Yeah, like, listen, that's half the problem. If you think about it, you're half the problem if you don't want to play against the mirror.
Well said. Oh, speaking of which, you asked me before if we are ever here till 11. And we're working on it. It's almost 10. And the round's just starting.
Well, so it looks like we get to have Elementals on the play, which is always nice for Elementals. We get to lead on a Copperline Gorge into a Darcy. If you want to freeze versus you get a bucket of KFC. That's what I'm saying. We have a KFC probably about half an hour away from us. We could probably make that happen.
No, dude, we'll just have Kyle put one in.
Yeah, that's the prize you get on your drive back home after FNM. It's just like, at least I get to stop by KFC.
Yeah, I won that match. I deserve it.
If you want to play the mirror, you're the entire problem. It's not. It's you not wanting to, not them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're upset about the mirror, then you shouldn't play the deck because you were literally bringing the deck to play the mirror.
Yeah,
like it's going to happen.
And I feel like of all the mirrors, Asmo is probably not the worst that's ever been. You ever seen the old Urza mirrors?
Oh, I'm aware. Well, this is a finale for 0, which is pretty good. Being able to go get Asmo off this finale, so
I'm just glad to see my boy Jordan hadn't sold this deck.
Yeah, Jordan is actually like this. Jordan is pretty good about switching decks fairly often. Do you have their deck list in hand? We do
not. We do not.
It's a casual event, so they do not have to submit the deck list to us. So we kind of just we have a rough idea. I'm pretty sure I know Jordan's deck list because it was from the 1K. He would be the Jund Asmo guy, but I'm not sure about the Elementals. But I'm fairly certain it's about stock. To me, it showcases the pilot more than a good or bad matchup. Agreed. Being able to play through the mirror. I agree with that to an extent because I feel like there are some mirrors when it's very much like play draw. But I think in general, like playing the mirror is a very good showcase of like where you're at, like in terms of play skill with the deck.
Okay.
Pretty slow start for the Elementals player, but there's not really a lot you do before turn 3.
Right.
Being like Risen Reefs and whatnot, other than like your free spells that you can ephemerate.
Yeah, I would say I played it a little bit, and I'm like, man, turn 1, turn 2, I feel like I'm not really doing anything, especially if your opponent doesn't do anything. You're not cheating your spells in.
Yeah, I can't tell if we have enough. So it looks like we have a Fury for sure. But I think we have a couple of Ephemerates, but we do not have a red spell to X out of this Fury yet.
Yeah, I agree with that to some extent, that some mirrors work like that. Some specifically.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing in the control mirror and you resolve your Teferi first.
Okay, so we did end up drawing an
Sometimes that just
Omnath off the Risen Reef trigger, allowing us to play the Fury and get rid of both creatures, which is pretty good start, honestly. I would assume we're going to Unholy Heat this Risen Reef before he gets the chance to untap and ephemerate it. Yeah. Yeah, when I want to hit. Yeah, that was... I can't believe... I didn't play during that time, but man, when I watched old coverage of how that went down, it just looked miserable to play. Like, just like silly things, like your opponent just also was playing Liliana the Veil, and you couldn't play Liliana the Veil because you had to counter their Liliana the Veil by playing your own Liliana the Veil. Cringe. All right, team, talk to me about how you... Chat, talk to me about what you think about elementals. How you feeling? How you feel about the Jund Asmo list? What do you think about Asmo in general?
Stalin's trying to ask me if he can leave.
Oh yeah, because
I got him.
It is like 10 o'clock. Huh?
Yeah, I just gave him the
No,
thumbs
this
up
is
and
pre that legend rule. Wow. Okay. All right, my bad.
yeah, you goofy silly head.
Hey TJ, I love you. Welcome Jackson to the chat. We're popping. We have 94 viewers in the chat tonight. How have you all been?
I'm a little mad at Jackson though.
In my opinion. Yabalski, you cannot tell me that Elementals is the best deck in the format because I'm not 100% sure you have a great grasp of the meta. You know what I mean? You and your jank decks over there. I love you, though. You're being kind of cool all night.
Oh my. Taryn hasn't said anything all night until Jackson comments.
I sideboard Plague Engineer. True. Give him the Plague Engineer. Let him know what's good. Been ghosting all stream. Way to be here and not talk. We've had a whole bunch of people.
Oh, I caught him ghosting. I looked at the viewers and he's a moderator, so he's right at the top.
Working, unfortunately. Is this a hard cast Mold Drifter? Oh, tell me it's not so. Tell me it's not so. My heart.
This Goif looking a little outclassed.
Been at a football game, says Taryn. Unlucky. It's black. 3 CMZ permanent. True. Black Engineer is soft banned right now. Yeah, true.
Fair enough.
True.
Oh, here comes the Omnath.
Yeah, being able to put an Omnath on top is pretty good off this Flamekin Harbinger. Which is also, I wouldn't say it's hard for Jordan to be able to move and beat, but like it just replacing itself is so good in general. Like just not having to worry. Let's see what's going on in Jordan's hand. Looks like he has one Unholy Heat, a land, a cookbook, and what's that card in the very, very end? Come on, Jordan, flip it for me one time. He does this to me every time.
Yep.
Does this to me every time.
My favorite thing Jordan does is when he keeps the one lander top decks card and says that he's, quote, I'm so fucking good at Magic.
Yeah.
End quote. And that just means he drew the second land.
Yeah, he keeps one landers and like that's his catchphrase when he draws the second one. It just lets you know how bad you got it and how lucky he got it.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Game 1, game 2, game 3.
Okay, that's a cookbook. I'm still trying to figure out what this other card is in hand. Oh,
keep him close to the chest.
Yeah. Honestly, my man. I would assume... Okay, he's going to try to Unholy Heat this. I would have just... I guess he's got to save the Unholy Heat for an Omnath, but this feels bad.
Well, no, we're up to 8 cards.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we're looking at how many cards that the Elemental player currently has in hand, like, it's not looking great.
A 4-mana one that replaces itself.
Oh my goodness. Kyle isn't here the entire stream and then comes in here to say family friendly. That is the first time something like that has come up.
And I put it in quotes.
Yeah. But glad that you finally made it to the stream and know what it's all about. Yeesh.
It should. I I don't think Jordan's too far off from scooping.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where he's getting pretty far behind. We're chilling about equal life totals. And this Omnath feels like it's just going to take over the game. He's able to actually fetch here.
Does he do the...
If he fetches here and grabs a white source, he should be able to play that, like, just hard cast that Solitude in his hand. You've been here the whole...
That's not true.
Okay,
I've checked viewers. You've not been here the whole
we've
time.
checked the viewers. We know. We know who's here. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna fetch here, and we're gonna probably search for white source, and I would assume we're gonna play the Solitude. Because we get the mana off that Omnath, and we're just gonna take out this Tarmogoyf. And then I feel like we got Jordan pretty far behind at this point.
Doing exactly what you said in terms of getting the white source, going back down to 18 from 21.
Yeah.
And
Casting a Solitude, Swords to Plowshare your dude, and crunch you next turn. Is it hard to do commentary? We don't know because we don't do commentary.
we do more of the
Great question, Kegel.
we do more of the bantering.
Yeah, like I said, I think I feel like Jordan's really far behind now. Like, this board looks so hard for him to beat. Yeah, we'll go. Give me a second. Let me go tell him to exile the goalie. Not sure how much it will matter.
Jordan looking at us. You're just worried about the dice for the life, I assume.
Yeah, he's just like making sure we could see it.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah, I told him he was good. Whatever he was doing was fine.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. This man TV feeling it. That's what I'm saying. Let him know.
Have enough.
Yeah, I let him know. They knew there was we let him. I said that's a Swords to Plowshares on a creature, and they said you're right, and they put it in exile. They know they got this. Some people just need a little like kick in the rump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not quite sure it mattered too much in that matchup. Good question. I have no clue. The answer is yes.
Yes, it's plugged into the computer.
It's going into my glass of water right now. The references just don't stop. This game's too easy for him.
Yeah, this man's been acting like this all night, and you know what? I love it. I love it. You're killing it out there, Fizzben. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Team, talk to us about how you're feeling about the games. I'm old and I have a lot of things to say. I'm young, and I have less things to say than you probably, but I think we get along. We would probably get along. How you guys feeling about Elementals done Asmo? What are you thinking? How did that game 1 feel? I feel like it felt pretty bad.
Yeah, it felt real bad.
It felt pretty bad. It couldn't really keep up within the in easy terms for the viewers. He was getting schlapped. Absolutely schlapped up. But Jordan, local, has been loving this deck.
Oh no, it's 10 o'clock. Time to throw everybody out.
It's time to get everybody out of here. We're done.
Yeah, well, I mean, in theory, this elemental deck is. But if you're talking about like the Grief Ephemerate one, I do not think so.
What sideboard for the Asmo player? I would assume that Jordan is probably playing close to the same 75 that was played at the 1K because I'm fairly certain you copied the list almost exactly, and it would be like a couple Furies, a couple Season Pyromancers.
You know my boy Jordan. If he looks
But-
around and he knows the meta for the night, he'll switch his sideboard.
Yeah, yeah. Torpor Orb. Holy.
Yeah, I mean,
Grief is bad.
I'm in agreement that it's bad. I don't know where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? But yes, this elemental deck is playing Ephemerate. Other than that, I do not believe anybody else is that I'm aware of or have seen.
Yeah, nobody else in the shop is playing Ephemerate. I think it's just this Elementals list tonight. Oh, new follower, Toglino. Thanks for the follow. Glad to have you here.
If of course we pronounce it wrong, feel free to yell at us.
Yeah,
We can take it. Oh God,
we've been
you're
pretty
up, dude.
bad.
You got that one too.
Juliana 3 Lagoas. Thanks for the follow. Ventus TPD. Thanks for the follow. If I pronounced any of these, let me know. Because if you guys return, I would love to be able to talk to you.
Oh, what?
What is going on? Where are you guys coming from?
Yeah, you guys coming from somewhere? Because
Bizarro, not your average super. Thanks for the follow.
bro, you did
Glad to
so
have
good
you.
with that one.
Yeah, I'm killing it today. We are going to prismatic ending the Asmo. That's just a good play. That's just a good play.
And another reason this match feels kind
Very
of
well
bad.
played from our Elementals player.
Very nice.
Tarsus Iogato. I really hope that's right. If that's not right, again, let us know.
I feel like
Thank
if
you
there
for
was
the
one that
follow.
got butchered, it might have been that one.
I might have butchered the hell out of that.
I feel like it might be that one.
But
But either way, we respect you for
Yeah.
following.
thanks for the follow. Killing Asmo 5 head. Torpor was good against Elementals. Yeah, I agree. Torpor was pretty good against the Elementals deck. Looks like Jordan has a chance to get another copy of Asmo, but it's just gonna get the cookbook out.
We're getting super deep now. There's multiple stages to grief.
First comes the Raga.
First comes the rage.
Oh, I thought it said
The
Raga.
5 stages of grief.
Small egg roll. Thanks for the follow. Glad to have you here.
Bro, where's Big Egg Roll at?
So I think Jordan had the option to go get an Asmo or play the cookbook this turn and hold up Bolt, and I think he's just doing it so he can get triggers off the cookbook. So when the Asmo comes down, he's able to kill some stuff. Finally on my desktop. Very nice. Glad to hear that. This game is looking pretty okay for Jordan.
I haven't been looking. Does he have the Daredevil?
Yes, he does have
Okay.
the Daredevil.
We just had so many follow. I was making sure I was clearing everything so we knew where we at.
He does
where
have
we
the
were
Daredevil,
at.
but our Elementals player does have an Endurance in hand. So if he can kind of catch him off guard a little bit and be able to shuffle it back in. Yeah, on our side, we're chilling at 96 viewers. Taryn says there's over 100, but appreciate everyone coming in tonight. It's been a ton of fun. We got this match to finish up here before we know who's winning. But mine says 100. Honestly, I'll believe you. It's been a great stream. Everyone's hanging out, chatting. You guys have been great. Quick, bring it back to 99.
Honestly, respect. I
Go, Gary. Let's
start leaving. Everybody dip right now.
All right, that I came back and I just hear TJ talking.
Oh,
Here
God.
we go with Blake again. Blake,
I
listen,
can't say much about Blake. You said he liked
let
me.
me take a quick let me take a quick side from this. Blake comes to the shop every single week, plays these awful decks, expects me not to roast him for it. Like, what do you want me to do? And then he comes in here complaining.
But if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be Blake. You know what I'm saying?
I would like him a lot more.
Oh my God.
So much more. All right, so we get to our turn 3 for the Elementals player. I would assume this is probably just a quick Risen Reef, and just kind of whatever happens to Risen Reef happens. Ted Boy gives him 3 tier 1 subs.
To
Antonossi,
Is it gonna pop them all up?
X
Oh, it
Sinister
is
3,
gonna pop them all up.
X Sinister, sorry.
I'm gonna. So just in case that doesn't come.
RDC RDCL Der. Thanks for coming in.
And then there should be one more.
Always roast travel decks. One red, one colorless, roast is 5 doing. Alright. Relax. Relax, Fizzman. I'm about sick and tired of you. Looks like this game is going a little bit better for Jordan. He's got 2 cookbooks in play now. And is kind of able to get his engine going. I can't really see the elemental player's hand too well. He normally stacks his cards like that, so it's kind of hard for me to see.
Oh my god. Now they're getting HipTG bot to pull up roast.
Yeah, well, Fizzman already told us what roast does.
We're fact checking.
Yeah.
Can't let him just say whatever he wants.
He's even like, well, that's pretty good.
We gotta keep everything in line here.
All right, so we're just activating these without putting the Daredevil in the art. So he's just kind of like, I have Daredevil in hand. Is it okay if I shortcut this? And he's basically saying yes. All right, so it looks like if we have a land drop here, I guess another red source would be the ideal land drop to just kind of kill this Asmo, get it off the board. Because I think the best thing for us is be able to just like clear this Asmo and then start doing.
I could see him doing this
else.
and grabbing a Solitude or another Risen Reef.
Yeah, I can see a Risen Reef being pretty good here.
Well, actually, I guess he has Solitude, right?
Yeah, he's got Solitude right now.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what that was. It was behind the second Fury or whatever.
Fact check, true. Went through all my Double Masters book and found like 8 Ovaljays Daredevils. That's what I like to hear. Now we just gotta get the rest of the deck, huh?
Yeah, now we just need all the.
I'll cash them in for a quick 20. Okay, never mind.
Never mind, we don't want the deck.
And you're out.
Yep. Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
I like that.
Trying to see if any matches, any of the relevant matches in terms of like the 2-1s and stuff are still going on. We've only had one finish, and it was a 0-3 against a 1-2, which might have been more or less like they just kind of chalked it and they're just playing different decks or something.
Oh, you know what we didn't think about? Why not just put Omnath on top? That's a pretty good idea. And you know what? That's why he plays this deck and we don't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I mean, you kind of have it built or whatever, but
yeah.
take notes,
Bro, I have it built, but I'm in here.
take notes, bro.
I can't play from in here.
Take notes.
We're gonna have to saw some holes in the wall so I can play while in stream.
So it isn't so. So it looks like he X out a Fury to a Fury just to get rid of that Asmo.
Oh, we had 15 tonight.
15 players tonight. If you're including us, 17.
If you're including Hank, it's still 17.
Yeah. And if you're including us, honestly.
You finally get what I said.
Yeah. It took me a second to pass because we look at something else.
Hank's been a good sport.
A friend of mine tried to corner the market on Lotus petals. Oof. All right, hold on. Let me catch back up real quick. Just buying everyone's for 30 cents each, 10 cents each. Wow. Yeah, I wasn't around when. Well, I guess I wasn't at the time when they were like that.
So we see the reanimation spell.
Yeah, we get to see Finale Devastation using the reanimation instead of searching the deck, which is cool.
Which is probably why we're getting a read here.
Elemental's got to read it. Is like, are you sure that can?
We got a reader.
He's like, I'm not saying you're lying. I just want to make sure that's real.
I'm gonna be 100% with you. I can't read that. Did you see that one, TJ? I forgot to have turn the noise back on. TJ, I'll let you give it a read. Go for it.
What?
Give it a read.
Oh, I'm.
Thanks for the follow either way. Sorry that I cannot read that. If you tell me what it is in English, I will gladly say it. The name that followed.
Well, no, I have no clue what that says.
Yeah,
we had a follow come through.
I will reshow it on the stream right now, and if somebody can tell me what it is, I will gladly accept it.
Yes, this is the final round.
That is the follow that came through. Somebody please send help.
No, I was talking about the fact that this.
What's happening?
Oh my goodness. Man, we'll talk about that after the match is over.
Okay.
I'll show it to Brick and we'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Yeah, you've committed a crime.
Oh, okay. So that's what. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Got you.
All right, read Blue Rain.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it says, Blue Rain, whatever. Thanks for the follow, by the way. We're very bad with those. Also, team, if you hop in the Discord, you have me and Brick to talk to. Not just on the stream, but over voice comms where it's easier to communicate. What more could you want, honestly? It's just me and Brick being your friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We might be a little worse there. But
no, we're just hanging out. We're
just
chill.
chilling.
Yeah, we're chill. We hang out.
I get real mad at the games I play.
Evidence of my stonks. That's what we like to hear. Post in the Discord. Talk to us. We'll talk back. We like hanging out with everybody. Back on 91. Thanks for the follow. So the weird spot about this is like I see that Jordan has a creature on the board. Okay? And our Elementals player only has 2 cards, but the 2 cards are pretty good. EV Spider, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad to have you here.
Discord doing it, or not, Streamlabs doing its bullshit again, where it's all paused.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Sorry for if any reason that we cut out at any point.
It back up. Like, minimize it. Like, yeah. Pull it down like you did before and put it back up. That seemed to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But EV Spider.
And hang with me. Well, Taryn, not so much. Taryn smells worse than the both of us do, and it lingers in the Discord.
He will try to get you to play Phasmophobia with him, and avoid using the Discord.
Yeah, never endurance. Yeah, I agree. I think he might have misplayed on that piece. But it looks like Jordan might be slowly squeaking this out, but like I'm pretty sure he's still got a Solitude in hand, which is better than no Solitude. Don't.
No,
Fizzban, stop. Before you post anything, I'm done. I'm done with you.
Every time. Oh my god.
I hate you so much. Yeah. And Jordan's relatively newer to the deck. I think this is maybe only his second FNM with the deck, but he's been kind of getting up on like some of the more niche things, but some of the more obvious stuff I think he misses.
And they're talking our graveyard.
Yeah, that's so good. Get some more of the juice back in.
The only reason I would see, because it's probably a little bit more for this Goif, but knowing that Jordan plays Darcy, you could argue that he's supposed to just tuck his.
Yeah.
But, like, that's more Asmos in the deck that you have to deal with, so.
Yeah. Oh, we're checking our graveyard, and we're going to ephemerate. Try to target this Endurance to flicker his. It looks like there's a Void Mirror in Jordan's hand.
Plasm everywhere.
There's a Void Mirror in Jordan's hand? Yeah. But
see, I was wondering if you actually brought that in, or if you actually was.
I think it's good early, just like in the stage of the game like it is right now. It feels bad because like he's not evoking stuff as much as he normally does, right? Like
it shuts off maybe like your Risen Reef, then doing.
And it gets like the Ephemerate, like it makes Ephemerate not rebound. And stuff like
there's play to it. It's just like you said, the difference is
the earlier you play it, it's so much better. I mean, they're both hard decks to play, and it's also hard to play modern nowadays because of the variety of meta, which is great. Yeah. It's a lot harder to go into a meta and just like not know what's going on anymore. This looks like a great opportunity to get rid of the Asmo.
Passes. This card has flash, so we don't have to do it on our main phase.
Yeah, well, it's more the fact of
But
he gets untapped with the cookbooks now.
Yes.
So now he's able to kill it before it blocks.
That was where the issue lied.
Yeah, so he's gonna target Goyf. Okay, this makes a little bit more sense. Goyf can potentially grow exponentially bigger, whereas Asmo is just always at 3.
Yeah, because he is only at 5, right? Because he could, in theory, discard to bolt this, and if it's
he's gonna bolt it anyway. He's gonna give it the death that it deserves.
Well, wait, wouldn't just bolting him done it? Discarded the Daredevil, shot it, and then bolt him.
I don't know if he's got the.
And then Asmo hits because now he's at 2.
Well, he probably also has a bolt in hand. I'm pretty sure he's had multiple.
Okay. I just didn't want to I didn't know if there was something I was personally missing, or unless we just.
Nope, he just didn't want to win the game that turn.
Okay.
He's feeling a little different.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, because he can't do it like that, because if he discards 2 foods and makes Solitude deal damage to itself, it gains 6 life. Yeah, we're missing that. That's our fault. Jordan's so much smarter than us.
I figured there was something I was missing.
Yeah, that was us misstepping, but yeah, Jordan.
I always forget that it makes it like lifelink creatures doing damage to themselves actually gains the life.
Yeah,
which is one big topic me and Jordan even talked about because of Shadow Spear.
Oh, we're gonna Solitude again.
No.
Solitude again, getting rid of Asmo this time. Okay. So this is slightly, so we're kind of just like we're dead to a bolt here. And we just gotta be happy with that. And we also have to just trade with this 3/4 Goyf.
Yeah, but having Asmo make the Solitude do damage to itself would have made it gain 6 life. So the bolt to the face would not have been lethal.
Because when a lifelinker, so Asmo specifically reads make creature deal damage to itself. So when the Solitude deals the 6 damage that Asmo makes it do to itself, because it's dealing the damage and it has lifelink, it gains 6. Yeah,
that's what we were also missing.
Yeah, we also blew that. We were on the same line of thinking you were until just a second ago when it all kind of
Jordan's just 5 head.
Yeah, Jordan's been definitely out here more than we have. I'm an Asmo player and forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Yeah. I did it the other day. I was playing online the other day with an Asmo deck, and I did it to a Luris. I just thought I was cracking for lethal and killing the thing, and then like I did it in blocks, and I was like, "How did you gain 6?" And I was like so lost.
You like had to run the game back.
Yeah, I was like, I killed this so you wouldn't gain any life, and you gained 6.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Yeah. Looks like the Asmo player picks up game 2, which is great for Jordan because Jordan's been crushing lately.
The big problem was the elemental stack being on the play jumped out so fast.
Yeah, the game 1.
Yeah, just like
being able to get your turn 3,
cheated the cards in.
Jordan also did have a pretty strong start at game 2 where he had like turn 1 Asmo and then turn 2 Cookbook and do turn 3 play another Asmo.
Yeah,
it's a super funny interaction when you get to make Luris kill itself, but also like kill 2 shadows or something because they gain life.
You can do some whack stuff. Oh, that was the interaction I was talking about, I guess, with the
Grove of the Burn.
The Grove, where you make them gain 1 life, their shadows go to the bin, but then you untap, like you re-untap it.
Yeah.
Like you're just messing with them. And
and they can't respond.
Right, you're just making that Excel spreadsheet work real hard.
MTGO Excel spreadsheet is in shambles right now. Just thinking about the idea.
We like to make jokes that MTGO is ran on an Excel spreadsheet and likes to flicker if too many things happen at once. But TJ been grinding it for years. One of the players got flicked off by TJ.
That's not true. Sounds about right. We like to make jokes. All right, Fizzban, we're done with you.
We.
Group average. Thanks for the follow, homie. Glad to have you here. All right, we're gonna start game 3. I'm just kidding. Say whatever you want. We like your
you
jokes.
can say all you want.
I'm just messing with you. You've been fun all night. Oh, I'm done with it. Don't say stuff.
Don't
Get
do
back
it.
in here. Tell us more
Don't
jokes.
you do it.
We like you way too much. I do not think so.
God said don't put Excel down that low, bro. Fair
Just
enough.
boarded out DRC.
I
He might have. I didn't get to see very well, but he's been kind of on the fence of like if he likes Darcy in certain matchups. He's kind of, like I said, he's still kind of new, and he's trying to figure out what's good and what's not. And this is like the FNMs are more of like his testing when he does stuff.
Yeah, because he plans playing our 1K on the 12th, and he wants to know how well it is. He'd rather lose here, and like in terms of where they're probably going to draw, because they're both the only 3-0s, and find out that that was a bad choice, than to have to make that decision during a 1K.
Yeah, super.
Are you doing dress down? Are you about that with your Grixis Shadow?
Yeah, it's super sweet deck. Yeah, Grixis Shadow foiled out, looks really great.
Oh, it's even foil?
Sick deck. Love all you guys coming on the Discord, hanging out. Like I said, me and Brick hang out there a fair amount, just talking and chilling, hanging out with each other. You can come talk to us whenever. Just hop in the channels. We're normally in any of the voice channels.
Yeah, no, I agree with cutting a Rag before a Darcy probably, but
Yeah. Well, I don't think he plays Ragavans.
yeah, I would say he
Yeah,
doesn't.
he doesn't play any Ragavans in his Jun Food deck. He just plays the Darcys.
Yeah, when you really think about it, dress down works so well with so many creatures. It's crazy. It just like makes Death Shadows 13/13s and then kills Scourges, which is like very weird.
So cool thing about this is Elementals gets to be back on the play again, which is nice for Elementals player. And it looks like Jordan does have a Void Mirror for turn 2.
He cast a Bauble first, and then looked at. I would assume his top card because there's a Misty in play. So
Yeah, skins to win. Skins get wins.
yeah,
Dress down.
that or better gaming chairs.
Is super relevant. Yeah, dress down killing those is super relevant. Making Death Shadows 13/13s.
Yeah, that is also true.
It does have Thing in the Ice Under with 0 counters. That is super sick. That you get to cast any spell and just flip it.
I don't know if you've actually seen it, but Spike was actually doing it. I don't know if it was like a hemp brew or like somebody else recommended it to him, but that's what he was doing. Oh,
0/1 Goyfs. Yeah, 0/1 Goyfs are pretty good. I'm waiting for the kicker.
I am too.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for the kicker, and I think you're actually just telling us about the chair.
I was just waiting for
You've
he's just
doing
been cracking them all night, so I was waiting for the second message.
You've been cracking jokes all night. I was waiting for the next one.
Oh,
sounds like a bad boyfriend. All right, there it is. Update games? Question mark.
Oh, yeah, my bad,
relax,
bro. You're just
bro.
more alpha than me.
Relax.
Dude, I am kicked back, relaxed. We've not really moved in 4 hours.
So this is we're trying to figure out if
Jackson.
we want to cast I assume we're just going to cast a Riven Reef to kind of bridge us to the next spells, and just try to ramp us into it. Doesn't turn to Saga. Ouch. Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, Jordan's a little bit new, and like he's one of those things where he's got a couple things in his head that like I haven't played the deck near enough, but he's more in tune with it than I am, I think. So, I don't know how to relax. I only know how to relax. All right. Back at it again with your jokes. Maybe no third land. Yeah, it could also be true that he just doesn't have a third land. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little surprised on the Void.
The Void Mirror, I feel like, is if you're gonna board it in at all, it's just they jam it on turn 2.
Literally no matter what.
Like, it's just the easiest thing for you to do. Hollow Fountain off the top. This will make it so that he can actually play the... What's that card called? The Omnath in the elemental player's hand next turn. Oh. Okay, now we play the Urza Saga. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You just do the most powerful thing and see what's going on. Yeah, that's no. I mean, we're on the same pages. I feel like I would have just slammed the Void Mirror on turn 2. Especially like if you're gonna play a cookbook and not discard anything to it. Like you might as well just do your stuff. But I see the reasoning for wanting to hold up Bolt for the Risen Reef that you thought was coming. We're still not playing the Void Mirror, which feels weird, man.
Feels sideways, man.
Yeah, feels a little bit sausage, man. I'm gonna be able to just play an Omnath here, which is gonna be, or Risen Reef makes sense too. I wonder if we have an Ephemerate in hand. I can't really see. Okay, it looks like we don't, but maybe wants to save Omnath when he has the land drop, which would make a ton of sense to me. Just so we can get the mana out of it.
I guess you could be worried about like Unholy Heat a little bit
Feels
too.
birthday, man.
Birthday, man. Flamekin
Flamekin's pretty
Harbinger
good.
comes down, probably potentially putting a third Risen Reef on top, or a Solitude, or
Yeah, it looks like he has a Solitude and an Omnath in hand.
because he might just put another Omnath on top to keep like the ability to flash in a Solitude to exile in Asmo, I would assume.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get the spicy Omnath. Spicy Omnath, cool art Omnath.
That one comes in as a 5/5.
Yeah, that one does whatever it wants. It comes in as a 5/5 and has rebound. Sorry, not rebound, but undying. That's not true,
The
chat.
joke about that is one of the locals, it was Aaron who I did it to. He was messing with me on casting Op, the Japanese alternate art one. And he goes, "What's that dude just messing with me?" And I was like, Op, scry 1, draw 1, and rebound. And he decided to know what the card did at that point. So it didn't have rebound.
Pretty unlucky. Jordan gets to tick this Urza Saga up to 2, which is pretty nice for him. I don't really know if he... I think like the only artifacts he really has, I don't know if they play any Pithing Needles, but they do play Spell Bombs. So I wonder if some copies of those came in. I would assume so. Solitude pitching an Omnath. So that's why we put the other Omnath on top, is because we knew we were going to get rid of it to a Solitude. Still pretty good play.
Seen that one happening. In terms of relevant matches, Chris Mayer beats Bobo to be 3-1. And then Connor also wins his to be 3-1. So we have 2 3-1s at least.
Okay, so it looks like we're not going to make a construct. We're going to finale for 0 to go grab an Asmo, and then assume we're going to grab and play a cookbook here, and then make sure we have enough food in play to be able to kill the Omnath when it comes down. Just how it is, baby. Yeah, this game definitely slipped away from turn 2. So it's kind of weird because like the only thing that would have affected was the Solitude, but that Solitude I feel like was still kind of big too. If I'm right to Harbinger next turn for another tutor, it's so sick. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, the lines of play in the elemental deck in general is just like disgusting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you like decks that generate mass amounts of value, this Elementals deck feels like...
Look at green white value town. Got him.
All right, so I feel like the only play is to cast the. Well, I guess we can cast an E on 0 and be able to blow up the Asmo and the food tokens, and then kind of start from scratch. So like he doesn't just have like a clean answer to your Omnath, but also I could also see I could see just doing the E on 0 and then just passing the turn, and then just making like everything really, really awkward. Team, they might have grinded their way to turns. We're getting close. Especially with, I mean, this game's a little weird. Like, I see where he's at right now. Like, being able to pop this on 0 and getting the foods, and like potentially even like making it so that you can't really make a construct reasonably is pretty good. But I feel like I'm kind of in the boat. I wonder if he's gonna put Kahira in hand. That seems a little strange because I feel like if you're gonna play the EE,
you might as well give up the mana.
You want to be able to pop it so that next turn you're able to just like play your Omnath. But I could see that maybe he's setting up to like block this. He's like setting up to block the Asmo and then untap and pass so that like when he makes the construct he's able to pop it. And then like clean up basically everything. And then go from there. Like I said, I don't think.
Is there a spicy pithing needle here?
No, I'm pretty sure Jordan doesn't play pithing needle. And like he just plays these spell bombs because I'm pretty sure it's the same list. So I'm pretty sure there's no pithing needles in the 75 at all.
That would have been so funny.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good for him here.
Yeah, because one mistake that some people make is that the Saga just puts it into play, it does not cast it, therefore like the pithing needle just enters and it's like on the name that it wants to be on, so you can't respond. Once you've let the...
So once that trigger resolves, it's kind of like you already named it, or you already popped it, or you don't need to. Yeah, I agree. I think there has to be a needle somewhere in the 75, but yeah, there's no needle in his 75. I'm 100% sure there is 0 needles in his 75. Which is also a thing, like, I feel like if I was the Elementals player, I would have cracked that just being scared that there was a needle.
Right.
But doesn't have to worry about it today, I guess.
Yep, true.
Easy game.
This is what we call free real estate. Darcy coming down on like turn 6.
Thunder One cops in the Discord too. You love to see it. You really do. Lagging me makes me sad. Yeah. Yeah, trust me, I'm gonna be having a talk with Jordan about what the sideboard needs to look about, but we'll get there. Jordan's like I said, Jordan's gonna figure it out. He's fairly smart about things like this, so just that's all skill. Easy game, baby.
Easy does.
So this is all you break. I've done all the other ones.
BR Nano, I guess. That's what I'm rolling with. Thanks for the follow. And
Phil Swifty631, thanks for the follow. Glad to have you here. We're on our last round of Magic the Gathering.
Oh, Golgari 2698.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Yeah, you've been here for a while now. I'm pretty sure you've been lurking. You've said a couple things in chat, but you've been lurking mostly. One. Oh no, we get the Squatch. Yep.
Oh no.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
They get about a minute or so because we make them move at the start of the round.
And
and they got there pretty soon, so they're gonna get about a minute, and then we'll tell them. Apparently Jordan just fainted. I don't know what just happened, but I'm also gonna check to make sure their clock's right, because
Yeah.
sometimes the clocks mismatch.
There are 2,697 Go Berry players on Twitch, apparently. Yeah, I mean, apparently, that's... I couldn't imagine any other way. Alright, so they know... Yeah, easy game. Looks like we just let them know that they're on turns. So... And it looks like they're one of the last matches. There's one more person on turns. Leonardo Porks, thanks for the follow. Glad to have you here.
Oh my god. He turned 26. I've had enough of this guy. He just won't stop. Fizban TV just never quits. Never quits. We're playing. Just having a good time. They're just cruising.
Yeah.
Playing Iron Man rules, honestly. I hope so. Oh, I don't know about that, brother. You know how expensive elementals is? Or Asmo? What's the other game mode that people used to play where you like flip over your top ante? Yep, you already got me.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I was talking.
Yeah,
I was
you
thinking.
you guys are killing it today.
He said before I even got there. I didn't describe it yet. I was on top of it. I told anybody if they want to play ante, I'm down. But I'm bringing Mono Red Burn, so no matter what card they flip, it ain't much value for them. So good luck. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. They cost about the price of a cheap car. And I don't know if I want that card. You can keep it. It's all yours.
Sorry, I'm just looking around. I'm kind of looking around for people to host after this, because we're getting pretty close near the end of the stream. So I want to send you guys off to a nice place. You know what I mean?
I'd even let them shoot me with the Rift Bolt if they flip it, to be honest with you. Very nice. Honestly, the winner of those games are actually the losers if you think about it. Persistent petitioners. I'm just gonna play the one deck that's just like, it's not. Why am I thinking Treasure Cruise? The one that just flips until you hit another non-land card, and then you put all the lands in your hand. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Somebody send help. No, they got turns. die. That's what's in. That's what the red die in the middle is. They should not. Yeah. The hunt. Treasure hunt. There you go. Somebody else corrected. That boy. We're here. Good mirror. Doing work. What? There's a season pyromancer. What?
Yeah, season pyromancer from the sideboard. Season pyromancers come from the sideboard.
I was thinking
There's
of
two of
treasure
them.
hunt though. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
As my anti deck.
Yep.
With the 15 mountains on the side. Have a solid sideboard plan too. Honestly, respect.
Awkward man tap is awkward. Yeah. Just a little bit awkward. Oh. We can hear Jordan. We can hear Jordan through the window just go. Oh.
Alright.
So we have elementals taking it, but again, I assumed they probably drew. Knowing they're both the only 3-0s. And they're the last round too, so